So
Right.
when I got to Mississippi State, I'm like, okay, and everyone thought like this is such a big game. So how do I prod and get under their skin, and how do we make this such a big, big game? And at the time, Ole Miss had been doing okay, and we hadn't. So I'm like, okay, how do I kind of get us going, build our fan base up, create this excitement, and do it? And calling them the school up north, and everybody bought into it.
Yeah, they
And,
did.
and it really, and then it got under people's skin. I remember going recruiting, and after we won, I remember walking to this high school, and this counselor was in there, and this lady goes, Coach, say, hey, I'm an Ole Miss girl, but I want you to know that we pray for you and your family every single day. And I said, well, that's so nice of you. You know what I mean? I know the rivalry's heated, but it's nice you to pray. She goes, yeah, we say a prayer every night that you and your family get the hell out of the state of Mississippi and go coach somewhere else. And, and you knew then that it was working. And unfortunately, you know what the thing was? If there's one thing that got bad, it kind of got heated to a point. It got really almost nasty for a lot of fans and people.
Yeah.
And when both schools were down, I thought it was good because it gave a lot of relevance to us.
Yes.
To the schools.
Yeah, it did.
And then all of a sudden, both schools built up, and both schools, maybe you almost, if you will, use that motivation to get on the national stage.
Mm-hmm.
And at the back end, I almost kind of, if people, and I don't know if anybody ever noticed, I started pumping the brakes on it a little bit because we didn't need that anymore. Both schools had kind of moved into this national. We didn't need this kind of heated, crazy in-state rivalry to get ourselves going. There was a point that we're like, they were saying we're number 1 and number 2 in the country. Mm-hmm. And so you don't need that as much, but at that point, I think it had created such, again, a snowball that had become such a, not that it wasn't always in the past, but that became such a big deal that it was hard to slow it down a little bit at the back end. Once we had the relevance that you didn't need that as much anymore to become be on the national stage and become the program where we wanted it to be, which was to compete for championships.